I never imagined that a single glance could carry the weight of a lifetime. That night, I thought I was being clever, cautious, invisible in my deceit. I had arranged to meet him, someone I knew I shouldn't. Someone who made me feel a thrill I hadn't felt in years. My husband, Aaron, believed I was out with friends. I smiled at the thought that he would never know. That illusion shattered the moment he appeared in the doorway. He didn't scream. He didn't storm in, throwing accusations. He simply stood there, calm, his eyes absorbing every detail. The sight of him was a cold splash of reality. My heart raced, not from excitement, but from panic. I had assumed that a lie could shield me, that my carefully crafted evening would remain mine alone. But Aaron's silence said more than words ever could. I tried to step back, to explain, but he didn't move. The other man looked between us, confused, sensing the tension but missing its depth. I stammered, "Aaron, I." He raised a hand, and I stopped mid-sentence. That single gesture silenced me in a way no yelling could. There was no anger yet, no rage, only quiet, deliberate observation. And in that quiet, I realized something terrifying. He wasn't going to react the way I expected. Aaron's next move wasn't to confront me there, in the moment, under the exposure of the world. Instead, he simply turned, walked out and left. No fight, no storming out in fury, no dramatic words. Just absence. He disappeared into the night, leaving me trembling, the room suddenly suffocating, the thrill of my affair evaporating into guilt and fear. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment. Every touch, every whisper, every small thrill now felt like chains around my chest. I thought I had controlled the situation, but he had controlled me without even speaking. By morning, the truth of his silent power hit me. He didn't need to yell to hurt me. He didn't need to scream to shatter my illusions. He had let my own guilt consume me. And when I saw him waiting in the living room, calm as ever, the full weight of his presence broke me further. "Sit," he said quietly, and I obeyed. My voice caught in my throat. "Aaron." He held up a hand. No explanations. His eyes, steady and unreadable, cut through me. I saw everything last night. I wanted to deny it, to defend myself, to twist words into lies. But I couldn't. And in that moment, I understood the full magnitude of betrayal. The man I had sworn to love had seen me, and instead of reacting with fury, he had waited. He had watched the consequences unfold naturally, leaving me to destroy myself from within. Tears streamed down my face as I tried to speak, but his silence was unbearable. Each second stretched, the room thick with the tension of unspoken words. "I didn't mean," I whispered, my voice trembling, but he didn't respond. Hours seemed to pass in a heartbeat. I felt my heart cracking with every glance he refused to give, every unspoken judgment in his stillness. And finally, I realized, his next move, his choice not to confront me immediately, had been the most devastating punishment. It wasn't a public scandal, it wasn't verbal abuse, it wasn't drama. It was the quiet understanding that he had seen me, that he knew, and that he was letting me crumble under the weight of my own deceit. That realization left me broken in a way nothing else could. By midday, I had confessed everything, spilling the truth in desperate, trembling words. Aaron listened, but he didn't shout. He didn't cry. He simply sat there, the shadow of disappointment etched into every line of his face. My apologies fell on the floor, heavy and meaningless, because the damage had already been done. He had seen me with another man. He had chosen his silence. And in that silence, I was destroyed. I realized then that the most painful betrayals aren't always dramatic. They are the quiet ones that leave you facing the consequences of your actions alone, powerless, and utterly broken. Aaron didn't yell. Aaron didn't fight. He simply allowed me to feel the full weight of my choices. And that, I understood with a sick clarity, was far worse than any words of anger could ever have been. By nightfall, I was a shadow of the woman I had been, shattered not by confrontation, but by the piercing, calculated silence of the man I had betrayed. His next move had left me broken, and I would never forget it.